Good morning. So today is the third day of our backpacking trip, and yeah, it's about 5:45 in the morning. The sun's just coming over the mountaintops, and it was cold last night. It was really cold. All that rain yesterday and that moisture just really made it cold for us. So I slept okay. I think Kenneth slept okay too, but it was definitely cold. We're just gonna go grab some of our food out of the tree there and make some hot breakfast and some hot coffee. And then we're gonna grab what we need for our hike today, and then yeah, get ready to go. So we'll probably be here for about another half hour, 45 minutes, and then hopefully we'll be on our way before 7 o'clock. But the sun's just coming over the mountains right now, and hopefully that'll come over and warm everything up. It looks pretty clear for the skies right now, which is good. We got the weather report from my Garmin InReach, and it said that today is going to be about 15 degrees. Don't know how accurate that is, but we'll have to see. For the most part, no rain in the forecast for today, so that will be a bonus. Alrighty, so on this morning's breakfast menu, we have these ReadyWise adventure dishes, and they're just some apple cinnamon cereal. So we just added the 3/4 of a cup of water, and now we're just letting it stand for 15 minutes, and we're just making some coffee while we wait. So the sun's pretty much up now, and it's warmed it up quite a bit, which is really nice. So that's a bonus. But yeah, really nice morning, really peaceful here last night. Didn't hear anything at all last night, nothing bothered us. And yeah, so just gonna eat our breakfast here in about 10 minutes and pack up and be on our way. Alrighty, so it's about 7:15, and we got all of our stuff packed for lunch today and everything in our backpacks that we're gonna need. So we're gonna start heading up, and yeah, so we're gonna take the quads. There's height restrictions on these mountains here, so you can only go so high up. So we're gonna park at I think it's 1,920 meters. I'm gonna double check that before we take off. But we're gonna park down there, and then we're gonna hike up through the Alpine and get onto the one arm of the mountain. So yeah, it'll be good. I'm pretty sure there's a spot there where you can park and continue on foot on the trail. So we'll just follow the trail here to where we're gonna park, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Alrighty, so we've hiked part way up the mountain now. We parked where we were supposed to there, and hiked the rest of the way. The trail is actually really good going up through there, but I would suggest, if you're hiking it, you know, even in a group, to always bring some sort of bear protection, like a rifle or a shotgun, or, you know, bear spray. We didn't see any bears though, no sign of bears, and it's really quiet up here. But we just stopped here to take a look. This right here is a creek for spring runoff. So in the winter time, when it snows a whole bunch and then it melts in the spring, all this here is just a little creek bed for the spring runoff. So kind of interesting, but it is pretty foggy up here, but it's starting to clear up, so we can kind of see the start of the shale rock up there. And yeah, we're gonna make our way over there. Be a tough little climb, but we got our hiking poles, so yeah, it should be good. We're hoping to see the herd of sheep last time I was up here, it was about 2 or 3 years ago now, we actually saw the herd of Californian bighorn sheep. So I'm hoping to see them again. I'd really like to see the group of rams, but because I know some people have seen the group of rams up here, but last time all we saw were ewes and lambs, and they were about 400 to 500 yards away from us, and they knew exactly where we were. As soon as we skylined ourselves, they all looked up and just were watching us. So we started to walk down towards where they were, because that's where we were headed. And as soon as they noticed that they couldn't see us, they took right off. So sheep are very, very private animals. They don't like any sign of predators or any danger. So if they see you, they're fine with it if they can see you. But as soon as they can no longer see you, they will take off. So we're gonna keep making our way up, and yeah, it's starting to be a nice day out, which is what we hoped for. It was, you know, it wasn't ideal yesterday, but looks like today's gonna be a really nice day. Clear skies over to the right and left of us, so just a little bit of fog here in the morning, but the sun's starting to break it away now, so I think it's going to be good. Alrighty, so we've gotten to the point of rock, and it is very steep, and I'm gonna guess we're gonna go about 1,000 feet straight up, and it's all this shale, this loose shale rock, so it's really slippery. So we just got to take our time and be careful, because one slip and you could get really cut up. You know, way out here in the middle of nowhere, you're miles and miles and hours away from any sort of medical treatment facilities, and that's why I have a Garmin InReach with the SOS capabilities. So if anything was ever to happen in a serious situation, you can call for help using the SOS, and search and rescue will come find you. Now, you still want to have to be careful and use that as a very last resort. It's not something you want to rely on. So whenever you're climbing stuff like this, you just need to take your time and enjoy the scenery, right? So we're just walking up, and if you look here, there's a little game trail here, and that's from the sheep, the Rocky, or the Californian bighorn sheep. And you know, it looks like they've used the trail quite a bit, because it's actually pretty flat and slow, gradual incline, nice and packed. So if it works for them, it works for me. You know, instead of going straight up, you go, you know, gradually up, right? And it's easier on yourself, and you don't have to stop and take so many breaks, because I don't know about you, but I'm not used to this, and I don't think Kenna's used to this either. And we're a little bit out of shape, but that's all right. That's just the whole kind of experience, right? We're almost there. A little bit more of a hike, and then once we get up top here, we still have another climb to do. So oh well, it's gonna be worth it in the end. The views are absolutely stunning. So even just now here, you can look at the bulls between the mountain here, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. All of the alder bushes and the high alpine trees. It's just a gorgeous sight, and that's what we came here for. So the sun's starting to come out, the fog's lifting, it's looking up, so I'm really excited to get to the top here. So if you look here in the mud here, there's some sheep tracks, and as we've been going up, we've been seeing quite a few piles of sheep scat as well. So they're around, and I'm really, like I said, I'm really hoping to see them, because the way I look at it, the amount of sheep there is now up here, it's a really good day, and it's good luck to see sheep. Our sheep populations have been getting wiped out by the lungworm, and since the 90s, there's a lot less sheep than there was. So every time you see a sheep, it's really good luck. In fact, the one year that we came here, we saw the herd of sheep, and then more closer towards camp, out at South French Bar, we saw 2 ewes and 2 lambs. So they're around. I still haven't seen a ram myself, but hopefully that'll change today. So really looking forward to that. I really hope we see one, but we're gonna keep on motoring up the hill here. So we just got to the top of the first little hill. Not little, I guess, but look over there and there's some sheep. They're probably hard to see on the camera, but there's a whole herd of them. And from what I can tell, they're all ewes and lambs. But we forgot to bring our binoculars, so we can't really tell. But that's a good sign. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, we just came up through and the fog started blowing away, and I just saw the whole herd right there standing on the little grassy plains here. So really good start to the trip. So we made it up the second hill, and we kind of went up where the sheep went, but they're gone, and I don't know where they went. But they, I could see them, and then a cloud came through, and within that 2 minutes, they were long gone. So they're probably on the other side here, but there's the peak right here. So we're in the home stretch now, but I figured that the sheep went over this way. So we might see them when we crest over this hill here. So we'll just keep our eye open, but it's really windy up here. But it's the breeze is nice after hiking those 2 hills. So we're sweating a little bit, but it's a nice cool day for it, which is really nice. But yeah, so we think we found a thunder egg. And if you don't know what a thunder egg is, it's just a little round geode with crystals inside. And we're pretty sure it's one. Not 100% sure. But we're going to look around too to see if we can find some more. And when we get back to camp tonight, we're going to try to split them open and see. But that's it right here. And we're pretty sure that's one there. So
smaller, but
it could also be a fossil. So who knows? There is lots of fossils here. There's a whole old fossil bed just over the hill. And last time I was here, we found a few fossils. So once we get to the top there and look at the scenery and take some pictures, we're gonna do some more exploring. And by that time, it might be lunchtime. So alrighty, so we're at the point where the peak is just behind me, but I just wanted to show you guys. So right here this is the arm that leads to French Mountain, and right there is French Mountain. So if you just walk along here and follow that crest there, you'll get to the top there of Red Mountain, or French Mountain, sorry. And yeah, looks like it's a little bit of a trek. I don't think we're going that way this trip, but maybe next time we come up here, we'll bypass Red Mountain and just go straight for French. But Red Mountain's the higher of the two, so we really wanted to get up there and check out all the landscape. And yeah, wow, like it's just, we're so high up, you can see everything up here, and it's just so rewarding. And yeah, it's just beautiful. Still haven't seen those sheep. We don't know where they went. They're gone. Probably won't see them again, but that's okay. So we're just gonna keep on hiking up, and we're just about there. So we're at the last push here. So it's good because we're ready for a break. So we made it to the top, and we're just looking around here, and it feels great to have that backpack off of my back. It was getting pretty heavy, so
but the view from up here is just stunning. It is just amazing. You can see for miles and miles. Another bummer is the tripod broke, so that's great. You'll have to bear with me while we film the rest of our trip, but minor inconvenience, I guess. But it is what it is. So, but yeah. But over here, and I noticed this last time I was up here, there is a stake punched in one of the rocks. And this stake has been put here by the Canadian National Defence. And I'm not entirely sure what they're for, but you'll see these all around here. And yeah, they're usually on the mountain tops, kind of just pounded into a couple rocks here and there. And yeah, so just kind of interesting. But it's really windy up here, so I don't know if we're gonna have our lunch up here. We might go back down into one of the valleys and have our lunch down there. So not too big of a deal though. The cooler breeze is kind of nice for that big of a hike, and I'm just happy the weather cooperated with us today for that. Originally it was supposed to be like 27 degrees, so we were a little bit concerned, but it ended up working out really good. So yeah, but we're just taking a rest up here, regaining some of our energy, and just enjoying some of the views. It's not too smoky today. It's a little bit hazy, but you can see a lot of the mountain ranges. And Kenna's already looking at them there. So yeah, really nice. So Kenna's having a good time. The whole ride up, she was like, well, I think we should stop. I think we should stop. Do we have to go all the way up? And I was like, yes. Yes, we do.
I just didn't realize you get to a flat spot and then there's another hill in front of it.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a couple deceiving parts on the mountain. You get over the one crest and you're like, yes, we're just about there. And then you get over top and you're like, oh, we have so much more to go. But that's all right. So lots of birds up here. There's quite a bit of ptarmigan scat around, but we haven't seen any ptarmigan, which I thought we might, but we're just happy we got to see the sheep and lots of birds flying around, so that's a good bonus. So yeah, it's gonna keep exploring and maybe start making our way down. So slowly we're just working our way down, and I looked here, and here are some white ptarmigan feathers. So just like there, so those would be rock ptarmigan is what their real name is. So yeah, so they're around. We still haven't seen any yet, but we're just taking our time going down this hill, especially when you're coming down steep inclines like this. You know, you just want to take your time, go slow. You don't want to rush anything, right? Because you just don't want to slip and fall. So we're just taking our time, and we're in no rush. We got all the time of day, so just keep going. So we're just slowly making our way back, and just enjoying the sights. And we're just headed back this way. And if you look right there is the hill we came over earlier today, and then we came up through there. But so there's a little valley there, and I think last time we went through there we found a few fossils, so we're gonna pass through there on our way through, and maybe we'll find a few more. So I'm really hoping we do, because it'd be really nice to find some and take them back home for friends and family. So we made it down into the old creek bed, and we're just making some lunch, just waiting for our noodles to set up. Kenna is currently looking for some fossils. Usually when we found some last time we were up here, it was further down the creek bed, but there's plenty of the shale rock up here as well. So we'll just, after lunch, we're going to take our time and go through here a little bit and look for some. And hopefully we find a few. So, yeah. But Kenna's over there, the rock collector. If you look in her jacket, there's about 30 pounds of rocks. So that's great.
Without all the...
Yeah, without all the fossils that we're gonna find. So, but it's all the pretty ones, not the ugly rocks. Of course not. No, all the rocks, all the pretty rocks. So, but she wants to do a huge rock reveal when we get back to camp. So stay tuned for the rock review and reveal. She'll sort them out from favorite to least favorite. Yeah, see, there's gonna be a couple ties. So yeah, we're just gonna have our lunch and we're gonna spend a little bit of time here anyways, just exploring, looking for fossils. And yeah, we came over the hill just above here earlier this morning, and then we went up that hill there. So once we're done, we're just gonna come back up and go back the way we came, because that seems to be the easiest route. We don't really want to have to scale the side of this hill here. We've done it before, my grandfather and I did, and it was pretty steep. So that's definitely the easiest way out. Alrighty, so we spent about a half hour after lunch looking for fossils, and between the two of us we found about 10. So if you look here, this one here is a leaf, or there's 2 leaves in this one. There's one up here in the corner, and then there's one right here that goes through the center. And we got a couple of them here. A lot of them are just plants. Here's another good one here. See that guy there? And then this was the first one we found. And Kenna found a couple of these ones here. So yeah, pretty good haul for a half hour finding fossils. They're all over the place, and you just have to take your time and look. Like there's another one here, and the last one I found. So they're all about the same plant or whatever. It's just some type of leaf. It would be really cool to find some shells and all that, but all that we've ever found here was just leaves. But it's still kind of cool to find those and, you know, think they could be millions of years old, right? So we're already pretty much halfway down. Yeah, you know, the 4 hours it took us to get to the very top, or 3.5 hours, it only takes about an hour to get down. So that hill right there only took us 20 minutes to get down, where earlier that must have taken us 45 minutes at the very least. So a lot faster going downhill, that's for sure. But we're just gonna keep trucking along, and once we get to the ATVs, we're gonna head back to camp. So we're back at camp now, and we're gonna start packing up our stuff, and we're gonna head back to South French Bar Creek tonight. And yeah, so it's getting late in the afternoon, so we're gonna get going on packing up our stuff. And yeah, we don't want to get there too late, but we were just talking about it. It's crazy that about 3 hours ago we were up on top of that mountain there, like at the very top. It's so fast going downhill, but it takes so long going uphill. So a little bit of a trek up, but the trek down was really fast. You know, in no time we were able to get down to where our vehicles were parked, especially going downhill. With once we got out of the rock, it was really fast. So yeah, and nothing seemed to touch our food here at camp, so we just grabbed it and we're loading it up too. And yeah, hopefully we'll be out of here within a half hour, 45 minutes, and then we will start making our way back. Alrighty, so we're just strapping in the last little bit of our stuff. Kenna's putting her last strap on there, And yeah, now we're gonna be headed on back. So we're not gonna make any stops. We're just gonna go straight there. And yeah, hopefully we get there at a relatively decent time. Since we know the road now, or since Kenna knows the road now, it'll be a little bit faster this time around. So we'll hopefully make some good progress. And yeah, we'll see you guys back at camp. So on our way back, I thought I'd stop and kind of explain. This used to be the old China Head Yallecom Road, but the whole hillside ended up coming down, and a few people have been on it. I think if you're using a motorbike, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, but for us with quads, we've ended up going on these old logging roads, and somebody's made a path down from the logging roads back onto the China Head Yallecom Road. So yeah, it's just interesting to see, like, over years how the mountain ends up coming down, or the hills come down and things change, right? So it's real interesting, just the whole diverse landscape out here and how it's always changing. Alrighty, so we got back here about an hour ago, and when we got back, we just rinsed off some of our dusty clothes because the China Head road was pretty dusty. So we did that, and then we just sat and relaxed for a little bit, took it easy because we're both exhausted, and my feet hurt. My boots weren't quite waterproof this trip, and my feet were kind of wet the whole hike up today. So speaking of that, we're just gonna take it easy tonight, and we still gotta set up the tent, so we're gonna do that. We're just making dinner right now, and what we're having for dinner tonight is just some mac and cheese and some chili mac with beef. And I'm just currently boiling some more water for a little bit of coffee. And yeah, so I think we're just gonna take it easy tonight, play some cards after we set up the tent. And I think we're just gonna put the camera away for tonight too. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.